Hello everyone and happy Monday. Let's get started with our core stability on the ground. So we'll start on our backs, feet flat to the floor, laying back rested, head rested, knees to the ceiling, palms outside the hips. Curl up chin to chest so your shoulder blades hover off the ground and your arms are at hip height. Palms face down, fingertips reaching in the same direction as your toes. From here, add a pump of your arms. So keep your arms straight as you lift them an inch or two above the hips and pump them down lower below the hips an inch or two and keep pumping. Breathing in and breathing out. Each pump of the arms creates instability through the upper abs as you try to keep those shoulder blades lifted. If you'd like to add a little bit less stability, you can lift those feet off the ground, knees bent, shins parallel to the ceiling, upside down tabletop legs, or you can extend the legs straight, stick straight away from the torso at a diagonal, or you can again keep them flat to the floor, whatever's going to work for you. Just providing options here. Upper abs really burning here now. We're almost through. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, rest your feet, rest your head. We're going to take it to sit-ups, crunches, or roll-ups to kick us off here. So for crunches, we're going to feet flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling, hands behind head, elbows wide. You crunch and release. So shoulder blades hover and then release. If you'd like to take it further, you can reach your hands up to the ceiling overhead, roll all the way up, shoulders stack over hips, so your arms are facing forward in front of the shoulders at the top and towards the ceiling, still in front of the shoulders at the bottom. If you'd like to do that same setup, just with legs extended out long, it's called a roll-up now. You're choosing which activation is going to work for you today, taking at your pace. Core, moving and grooving. And in 3, 2, 1, send your feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, head rested, palms pushed down into the ground outside the hips. We're going to take it to our single leg circles. So go ahead and bend your right knee towards your chest and then extend the right leg straight to the ceiling, point your toe. We're going to draw circles with our right leg. We're going to start moving counterclockwise so that we go across the body first. So left, down, right, and up through center. As you draw the circle, keep your torso flat to the floor, low back glued to the ground. Entire body still except for that one leg. And when you're ready, reverse your direction, going clockwise this time, right, down, left, and up through center. You choose the size of your circle, you choose how high or low it is. The lower and the bigger the circle, the less support you have. The smaller and the taller it is, the more support you'll have. And 3, 2, 1, bend that right knee, bring the right foot flat back to the floor. We switch sides. Left knee to your chest, left leg straight to the ceiling. And we draw circles across the body, so this time we start clockwise. Right, down, left, and up through center. Nice point of the toe, trying to get your leg as straight as you can get it. Again, keeping torso completely still, isolating that movement through the left hip socket. And reverse directions, going counterclockwise this time, left, down, right, and up through center. Taking nice deep breaths here as you push your back down into the ground. In 3, 2, 1, bend your left knee into your chest, send that left foot back flat to the floor. We're going to take it to our single leg stretch next. So go ahead and curl up, chin to chest. Let's get those upper abs working again, shoulder blades hovering. And then hug your right knee to your chest. Extend your left leg long, hover, or you can keep the left foot planted flat on the floor. Then switch. Left knee comes into chest, right leg extends long or plants. Switch and switch, keeping your shoulder blades hovering the entire time. So we're working the upper abs as we keep the shoulder blades high, working the obliques as we switch one leg at a time, making it uneven on both sides, our obliques stabilizing us. And low abs working with the legs involved here. Low abs will maintain a nice flat back. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead, hug both knees into your chest. If you need to briefly rest your head, you may. And then curl back up, shoulder blades hover, you're hugging yourself into a nice tight ball. Then you're gonna extend your legs out long away from the body as you circle your arms out to the side and up overhead, and then hug everything back in. So try to keep your shoulder blades high and your low back to the ground as you extend the arms and legs away from the torso and then hug everything back into a ball. A couple more of double leg stretch. And 3, 2, 1. You can come to your chest, you can rest your head. We're gonna take it to double straight leg stretch. So you can start with your feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, and then curl up chin to chest. Right knee comes to your chest, and then extend that right leg straight to the ceiling, toes pointed, reaching nice and tall. Take your hands and reach as high towards your ankle as you possibly can, leg as straight as you can, shoulder blades still hovering. Option to leave the left foot planted here or extend the left leg long to hover over the ground. And then you do scissor switches. Left leg goes up, right leg goes down. And you switch, whichever leg is reaching towards the ceiling, that's where your hands are gonna reach for. It's gonna allow a deeper stretch through the back of the leg and encourage us to keep our shoulder blades hovering. Keep switching. It's a lot of work here. Full ab wall activated. Again, obliques, low abs, upper abs. And we get to rest our head in 3, 2, 1. Knees can come to chest and then rest your head. Nice job. Take your hands and push them palms down outside the hips. Send both legs to the ceiling. Squeeze your legs together to make one long leg. You can point your toes up to the ceiling. Double straight leg stretch. Keep your legs straight, push your low back into the ground, pulling your belly button towards your spine. Lower your legs away from the torso to a diagonal for 3 counts, and then lift your legs to the ceiling for 1. So a slow lower, followed by a quick lift. This is low abs working here, inner thighs to squeeze the legs together. Keep the low back glued to the ground. That's how you find your range of motion. If your low back starts to peel off the ground, make your movement like an inch smaller until you find your sweet spot. In 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Send your feet flat to the floor. We're gonna take it to our bicycle or crisscross crunches to round us out. So your hands are go behind your head, elbows wide, feet are flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades hover off the ground. Left knee comes towards your chest, and you're going to take a slight twist, chest pulls towards the left knee. Set it down, switch sides, reset through center, right knee comes into chest, crunch towards your right knee. Set it down, switch, and switch. Option to extend the leg long to hover over the ground instead of planting it down after the knee pulls in. So knee pulls in, extends long to hover as other knee pulls in. Always the option to set the foot flat to the floor as you alternate, trying to keep the shoulder blades lifted as much as you can. If you feel the shoulder blade really push into the ground, make the movement a little bit smaller. 3, 2, 1. Knees can come in, head can rest. Nice job. We are all sorts of fired up. We are gonna get a drink and we'll come to stand. Standing nice and tall here. I'm gonna get a quick sit myself and we'll work on standing balance. Okay. From your standing position, we're gonna start with our calf raises just to get grounded and shift into that balance activation. So you can have your hands on your hips in a prayer. You can hold on to something for balance, whatever you're gonna do. And feet hip width apart, toes forward, heels are gonna lift and lower. So when you're doing heels lifting and lowering, you go tippy toes to flat feet. You're shifting your weight forward and back. So to be successful, let's think about this. Pull your belly button into your spine. That's gonna activate your ab wall to help stabilize you. And if you want an extra challenge here, the slower that you bring your heels towards the ground, the more it's gonna make you work for it, because gravity wants those heels to come down as quick as they can, but if you fight that gravity, you're gonna get more activation and more challenge. And 3, 2, 1. Keep your feet about hip width apart, toes forward. And you have the option now, hands on your hips, hands in a prayer. We're gonna take it to a nice narrow squat. So with our feet more narrow, that's gonna be more challenging for us to balance than if we had a wider base of support with our feet wide. So you can play with that as needed. We're gonna take a little bit of a squat here. So push the hips back and then bend the knees as you push the hips down and back, and then stand nice and tall. You can choose how low you get in your squat position. Take it nice and slow. Again, the slower you move here, the more you're gonna have to activate through those stabilizers. Just breathing through here. Doing nice and slow on the way down and the way up. Try to keep your collarbone wide, your chest proud, your nose forward. As you push your hips back, you will have to hinge forward, so the upper body will lean forward a little bit. You wanna keep the back flat regardless of that, and what I mean by that is don't let your lower back cave in. Keep that belly button pulled in nice and tight as you squat and stand. In 3, 2, 1, I want you to take a soft bend in both knees. This is another option where you might wanna hold on to something, or hands on hips in a prayer, whatever's gonna work for you. Right toes are gonna tap behind you and then come right back underneath the hip. So soft bend through that left knee to stabilize. Keep your chest proud, nose forward. Right toes tap back and then come right back to your standing position. Now, when you do this movement, you choose how far back you tap those right toes. The slower you go, the more of a challenge this is gonna be for you, so play with that. Really stabilizing through the left side here. With the soft bend in the left knee, we're activating through our left side stabilizer muscles instead of relying on the stability of the knee joint. And next option, you can keep your right toes tapped behind you, nice straight right leg reaching back. And then you can take tiny lifts from there. Right toes lift off the ground, release. Right toes lift, release. They can lift just an inch. You want to keep your back flat. And release. So right toes stay behind you, tap, lift, tap, lift. This is adding another layer. If you'd like to continue tap back and reset, you can. You got options. And in 3, 2, 1, stand nice and tall, feet underneath your hips, and another soft bend in that left knee. Right toes are now gonna tap out to the right and then back underneath the hip. So instead of doing forward and backward balance, we're now doing side to side. So still stabilizing through that left side, right toes tap right, and then come right back underneath the hip. You choose how much weight goes on that right foot when it taps out and taps back. The less weight you put on it, the more your body's gonna have to fight for that balance and stability. You choose how far out you tap. And again, now we have that option to either continue these taps or keep the right leg straight and reached out as far right as you choose, and then lift from there. Lift and lower from your wide point. Again, soft bend through that left leg is gonna help activate through the stabilizers. This is also sneakily getting our side glutes fired up. Feel that pinch outside the hip. Obliques also working as we are uneven on both sides. And 3, 2, 1. Come back to 2 feet. Let's take a forward fold to reset. Inhale, and then on your exhale, reach down, fingertips towards the ground, towards your toes, folding yourself in half, elongating through the entire back side of the body. And when you're ready, slowly roll on up, one vertebrae at a time. Come to standing. We take it to the top with our calf raises. So feet about hip width apart, toes forward, hands on hips, prayer, or holding on to something for balance. Heels lift and lower. Tippy toes, flat feet. Moving at your pace. And when you are ready, we take it to our slow, narrow squat. So feet are closer than you would for your typical squat to increase the balance challenge. Sink your hips back, bend your knees, get those hips nice and low. Keep your chest proud, collarbone wide, nose forward. Hands can be on your hips or in prayer. Take it slow. The slower you go, the more challenging it's going to be to find your balance, because we're spending more time out of our stable standing position and more time under tension. Keep it nice and proud, nice and strong. Belly button pulled into your spine. And when you're ready, soft bend in the knee. Hands can again hold on to something for balance if you'd like. Left toes tap backward and then right back underneath the hip. You have a soft bend in that right leg to activate through the stabilizer muscles, just enough so that the leg isn't locked out, but it's still relatively straight here. Left toes tap back, tap underneath the hip. Keep your collarbone wide, chest open, shoulders down and back, nose forward, as you choose how far you tap the toes back and reset. You choose your pace. Again, the slower this movement is, the longer you only have one point of contact. Now, if you'd like, you can keep those left toes reaching back in the lift and then tap the toes back down, reaching still behind you, or you can continue under the hip tap back. So you choose. Reaching that foot back and lifting from there an inch or so and resetting, or tap back, reset, tap back, reset. Keep your chest proud, relax your shoulders. So pull your belly button in. Just getting some sneaky work through the center of the glutes, or where the glutes meet the backs of the thighs. In 3, 2, 1, stand tall. We're gonna take it to our side toe tap. So again, soft bend through that right leg. Left toe tap left, reset underneath the left hip. Soft bend in that right knee, activate those stabilizers on the right side, which are gonna help us out a whole heck of a lot here as we try to stabilize with our left leg on the move. Pull your belly button into your spine. Don't forget to breathe. Lots going on to remember here. And you have the option to either continue tapping underneath the hip, tapping to the left, or hold your leg as far to the left as you are choosing, and then lift from there, lower, lift and lower. Side glutes. Working on balance and stability, left to right, as we just did, forward and back. You choose what this looks like for you. And in 3, 2, 1, both feet come flat. We take it to our forward fold. Nice big inhale, and on your exhale, hinge forward, reach for your toes, fold yourself in half. Take a couple of deep breaths here through this as we stretch through the entire back side of the body. And when you're ready, you can slowly roll on up one vertebrae at a time. I'm gonna get a quick drink of water, get back on the floor on our backs. All right, so we're gonna start with corkscrew. So on your back, head rested, palms pushed down into the ground outside the hips, send your legs to the ceiling, and we draw circles. Glue your legs together. Draw a circle counterclockwise, and then when you reach the top, draw one clockwise. So we alternate left and right. Keep your entire torso still. That's the goal here. We want to keep the movement in the lower body, in the legs and the hips, and keep everything else as still as possible. Pulling our belly button into our spine, keeping our back flat, really making the abs work for it. The legs are moving, and we're engaging the muscles in the legs, but it's really the core that's providing us with the stability and the stillness through the torso. Push down through your palms to give yourself more points of contact, more support to stabilize here. In 3, 2, 1. If you'd like to bend your knees to give your legs a little bit of a break, you can. we are gonna send the legs straight back up to the ceiling, and we're gonna draw circles. So with your legs straight to the ceiling, toes pointed, let your legs lower away from the torso, and then circle out to the side so the legs separate, and then they'll come back together towards the ceiling. So lower the legs, keeping them together, split them apart when they're as low as you'd like to go, and then bring them back together as they face the ceiling. So kind of doing a circular motion out to the sides and then meeting back center. Lower, circle out and up, meet them together. Inner thighs, working here. Low abs, working here. In 3, 2, 1, bend your knees, send your feet flat to the floor. Give yourself a little stretch if you need. And we are gonna take it to legs to upside down tabletop position. So that means your legs are bent, knees stack over the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling, nice bent shape. Hands can stay pushing down outside the hips, head stays rested, back stays flat. Extend your right leg long to hover, bring it back. Left leg extends long to hover. Now, if extending your leg long to hover causes your low back to peel off the ground, I want you to keep the bend in your knee, and instead of extending the leg long to hover, you're gonna tap the toe on the ground and then reset. So still getting that leg movement, just changing how it looks a little bit to get the same goal of keeping the low back glued to the ground. That's always step 1 when we're working on activating low abs. If the low back starts to peel off the ground, we no longer activate the low abs and we're activating the low back. So that's why we start there, and all the movement is extra. Find the movement that's gonna get you your activation through the low abs, really pulling them down to the ground. In 3, 2, 1, rest, nice job. We take it to our glute bridges. So start with your feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Palms push down to the ground outside the hips, head is rested. And then I want you to take your feet a little bit wider than the hips. And I want you to flex your feet so your heels push into the ground and your toes reach towards the ceiling. Squeeze through the glutes to lift your hips towards the ceiling and then lower back down. So with your feet wide, feet flexed here, we're getting a little bit more inner outer thighs, but we're also activating through the outer glutes as well. So it's a little extra spice. If you always an option to take it back to your standard position. No glute bridge position here is better or worse than another. It's just where the muscle is targeting. So find what's going to be good for you today. Squeeze through the glutes to lift the hips and slowly lower the tailbone back down. Breathing here. Tailbone is the first to lift, last to lower. If you'd like to change your cadence or your tempo of movement here, you can squeeze the glutes to lift, hold it for a second or two, and then lower it back down. We're spending a little bit more time on these glute bridges here today, really burning through the backside of the body, hamstrings and glutes. So option to hold that glute bridge up, increasing your time under tension, and then lowering the hips back down. In 3, 2, 1, go ahead and let those glutes come on back down to the ground. And from here, we're gonna do alternating leg lifts. So feet flat to the floor, back to hip width apart. Palms still pushing to the ground. Right leg to the ceiling, left leg to the ceiling, right leg back down, left leg back down. So your feet come flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling in the bottom position, and in the top position, you're trying to get your leg as straight as you can. So right leg up, right leg down, left leg down. Moving at your pace. Low abs and obliques working once again. Breathing. And in 3, 2, 1, reset, feet flat to the floor. We're gonna roll onto the other side of our body. So that means we're gonna start activating the back side of our core. So we're gonna get into tabletop position. Hands are underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips on all fours. Tabletop position is called so because we are making a table shape with our bodies, with our hips to our knees as two legs, shoulders to hands, the other two legs of the table. From here, we're gonna go into bird dogs. So you're gonna take your right arm and extend it forward at shoulder height. Left leg extends back at hip height. So opposite arm, opposite leg. You're gonna hold it here and you're gonna balance. So when you're in this position, if you do need to tap, get one more base of support, you can bring the right hand back down underneath the shoulder and hold the left leg extended behind you. Keep your back flat, keep your head in line with your spine. Sometimes we'll want to dip our heads down, really pull it in line with the spine, elongating the spine. It's a long time to hold it, stick with it. 3, 2, 1, reset. All fours back down to the ground, switch sides. Left arm forward at shoulder height, right leg back. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Yep, go ahead.
Are you supposed to be on your knee when you're left?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So your knee is underneath your hip, okay, and your shin rested along the ground.
Okay.
Yep, good question. Keep your head in line with your spine. So we have left arm forward, right leg back, balancing on right hand and left knee. Breathe, keep that back flat. In 3, 2, 1, come back down to all fours. We're gonna switch sides again and we're gonna add some movement to this. So again, if you need to keep the hand down and work with just the leg, feel free. So right arm is gonna go forward, left leg is gonna extend back. They're both at hip shoulder height. And then keeping them extended long and forward or backward, extended long away from the torso. You're gonna keep them straight, tap the left toes to the ground behind you, tap the right fingers, pinky leading the way down, down to the ground, and then lift. So arm and leg lower towards the ground and then lift. So they're staying extended as long as they can as they tap and lift, adding movement to this balance challenge. And in 3, 2, 1, reset. All fours once again, and the left hand forward, right leg back at shoulder hip height, and keep them straight and extended as you reach them down towards the ground and then lift back up. So when you reach them down towards the ground, they stay straight and extended, so they're not reaching underneath the hip or underneath the shoulder. They're reaching nice and long as far as they can away from the body. Lowering and lifting, keeping the back flat here, keeping the belly button pulled into the spine to accomplish that, keeping your head in line with the spine to accomplish that. And in 3, 2, 1, come back to all fours. Nice job. We are done in that position. Go ahead and come up to the front side of your body, belly button down. Okay. From your position lying on the front side of your body, hips are extended nice and long behind you. Hands reach outside the hips. Chest is on the ground. Take a nice big inhale. And when you're ready, you're going to push the hips down towards the ground as you pull your belly button towards your spine to get some activation. Keep breathing here as you lift your upper and lower body off the ground. So your belly stays down, your hips stay down. Try to feel your chest, shoulders an inch or two off the ground, and feel your legs an inch or two off the ground. Activating through the back side of the body. And still reach outside the hips. Breathe. It's really tough here to hold this. We can do it. 3, 2, 1. Let everything rest down to the ground. Take a little break. And we'll get back into it. And 3, 2, 1. Lift upper and lower body. Now, if you'd like, with your hands reaching by your hips, you can face your palms out and then face your palms back to your hips. Just add a little bit of movement as you hold this upward position. Hips and belly down, everything else trying to lift an inch or two up. And 3, 2, 1, rest down. Nice job. We are going to go ahead and take it to heel beats So fold your forearms on the ground in front of you and maybe rest your head on your forearms. You're still in this long lying down position. Legs extended long behind you. Now let your legs separate a little bit, just so that you can turn your toes outwards as much as is comfortable to you. It doesn't have to be perfect. So heels come to turn towards each other relatively. Now, when you're ready, I want you to lift your legs, just lower body up off the ground, and then squeeze your heels towards each other and release. So when you squeeze your heels towards each other, they do not have to touch by any means. They're just going towards each other, inch yourself, maybe just a centimeter. And then release. Trying to keep it lifted the entire time. Heels towards each other, release. Heels towards each other, release. Feel the inner corner of the glutes fire up. Feel your hamstrings firing up, trying to keep those legs in a lifted position. And 3, 2, 1. Rest it all down. Beautiful job. We're going to go ahead and take it to a little bit of a stretch here for the low back. So you can keep your upper body rested. I want you to bring your heels towards your bottom so your legs are bent, and then let your heels fall right and then let them fall left. So you're just getting a little bit of rotation. Feel the rotation in the hip as your lower legs reach right and left. Windshield wipering the leg. Okay, get a drink, shake it out. It is time for side kicks next. So try to hold the microphone closer to my mouth here. I'm gonna get a drink. And we're gonna meet left side down, right side up. So laying on your left side. So once you're on your left side, I want you in a nice straight line. You can prop up your left elbow underneath left shoulder, head in the palm of your left hand or left arm as a pillow. Flex your feet, and then I want you to bring your feet a couple inches forward from where they were so they're no longer in line with the hips, but a little bit ahead of them. And take your right hand and push it down into the ground in front of the chest. This is our starting position. We're gonna work on our side glutes. So from here, lift your right leg to hip height, strong flexed foot. Kick your leg forward, one big kick followed by a little kick, and then point your toes, kick your leg backward, one kick followed by a little kick. Flexed foot to kick forward, kick, kick, pointed toe to kick backward, kick, kick. So now, with that right leg kicking forward and back, I want you to keep it at the same hip height. So you're not lifting it or lowering it, but you're sliding it forward and back as if it's sliding on the surface of a table. Just breathing here as you do it, feeling that engagement through the glutes, where the glutes meet the hamstrings, the back of the thighs. And trying to keep your body, upper body still as you do this movement to keep that work in those glutes. The more your upper body moves, the more work will go into the upper body and out of the glutes. So try to keep it as still as possible by pulling your belly button into your spine, really pushing through the palm of your right hand. And then 3, 2, 1. Stack your legs. If you need to rest your top leg, you may. And we'll get right into our up down. So feet flexed here, right leg lifts and lowers back down to hip height. So when it lifts, it can lift anywhere from 1 to like 10 inches, and then it'll lower right back down to hip height. Outer glutes, side glutes, outside the hip. You'll feel it right away. Again, pushing into that right palm for support. Breathing at your pace. And again, trying to keep that torso still as possible. I might not want to wiggle as much here with this movement, but still keeping that in mind. And 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and rest that leg if you need. We're going to take it to our circles. So draw circles with your right leg, keeping your right leg straight, brushing your right ankle over your left ankle as you come through the middle center, the low center here of the circle, just to keep your legs stacked over the other. That's also going to keep your right hip stacked over your left hip and keep your hips square to help keep the movement in those glute muscles that we're targeting. When you're ready, you can reverse directions of your circle. Keeping that leg as straight as you can, foot still flexed here. Breathing through. In 3, 2, 1. Rest that leg. Nice job. We have finished working right side glute. So let's switch on over. Right hip down, left hip up. Right hip on the ground, laying right side down, left side up. Right elbow can either go underneath the right shoulder, forearm flat on the ground. You can rest your head in the palm of your right hand or rest your head on your right arm as a pillow. Legs start in a straight line, feet flexed, and then bring your feet an inch or so forward just so that you're not in a straight line anymore. Feet are a little bit ahead of hips. And left palm pushes down into the ground in front of the chest. With your feet flexed here, you lift your left leg up to hip height. From hip height, kick your right heel forward, big kick, little kick, and then point your toe, kick backward, big kick, little kick. Forward kick, kick, backward kick, kick. So big kick followed by a little kick. So you're trying to do your full range of motion with that big kick, and that little kick is just to get you that step further. Again, trying to keep the upper body as still as possible, pushing through that left hand for support, pulling your belly button into your spine to keep the majority of this movement, or all of it, in the glutes and hamstrings. You've got this. And in 3, 2, 1, you can bring that left leg back through center, rest it for a moment if you need, foot stays flexed, and you lift and lower. We take it to our up bounce. Left leg lifts towards the ceiling and then back to hip height. Never going lower than hip height here for this movement. And as you lift it up, you can do 1 inches to 10 inches, whatever your range of motion is. You'll feel that pinch through the hip, no matter how big your lift is. Side glute. Woo! You can do it. And 3, 2, 1. Rest that foot if you need. And we're going to take it right into our circles. So draw circles, keeping that left leg straight. Draw circles, circular motion, brushing your ankles as you come through center. With the circles here, we're getting extra bonus work through those glutes. Keep stable through the upper body. They're really burning now. This is where we have to hold on tight. We have to tell ourselves we can. Our mind will give up before the body does. In 3, 2, 1, switch directions. Glutes are gonna feel it tomorrow. In 3, 2, 1, rest that left leg. Nice job. We have made it through our glute series, and we take it onto our core rotations. So with our core rotations, we're going to start on our backs. So go ahead, start on your back, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, head starts rested to kick us off. And we have 1 move for upper abs, 1 move for obliques, and 1 for lower abs, but some of them, of course, are going to intermingle with each other. So when you're ready, send your legs straight to the ceiling. If you want to keep them flat to the floor, that's always an option. Now, crunch, reach the shoulder blades up off the ground to hover, and hands reach towards the ceiling or towards the toes if your legs are up there. Now, keep this crunch position, arms reach back behind you, arms reach back to the ceiling. So keeping the shoulder blades high as we reach our arms back, that's gonna shift our weight back behind the abs and cause the abs to have to hold up more weight as we move the arms. We get a little bit of relief as the arms reach back to the ceiling. And in 3, 2, 1, send your feet down to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Head can rest for a brief moment, and we're gonna take it to side crunches. Hands behind head, elbows wide, shoulder blades hover. You're gonna crunch, reach your chest to the right, reach to the left. So keep your hands behind head, elbows wide. That's going to increase the work that the upper abs have to do to lift through the upper abs to get the shoulder blades to hover off the ground. Now with the hands behind the head, you're also getting support through the neck without pulling. Uh-oh. Keep going. Obliques are the target here. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head, feet are flat to the floor. Then go ahead and take your knees over your hips so that your shins are parallel to the ceiling. And you have the option to either extend your right leg long or tap your right toes on the ground, come back through center, switch sides. Left leg extends long or left toes tap, come back to your starting position. Head stays rested for this one as the focus is low abs. Keep breathing. Keep the back glued to the ground. That's the start for our low abs, is back glued to the ground. And we'll take it back to the top of our rotations in 3, 2, 1. Send your legs up to the ceiling. Always option, feet flat on the floor. Curl up, shoulder blades hover, hands to the ceiling. Hands reach back, hands reach up. Hands reach back, hands reach up. Keep the shoulder blades hovering the entire time and feel the challenge with the movement of the arms. As they reach back, it becomes harder to keep your shoulder blades lifted. As the hands reach forward, you get a little bit of relief. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head. Feet come flat to the floor. Hands go behind your head, elbows wide. Side crunches, crunch right, crunch left. So again, shoulder blades hover as you reach your chest towards the right, reach your chest towards the left. Activating the oblique side abs, also upper abs as we get those shoulder blades to hover. Keep the elbows wide as you possibly can. Avoid pulling on the neck, but just having your hands there to support. If you ever need to take your hands across your chest, always an option. And 3, 2, 1, rest your head, rest your hands outside your hips, palms push down, and lift those shins parallel to the ceiling, knees stay stacked over the hips. Option to extend the right leg long or tap the right toes. Reset, left side, reset. Keep the low back glued to the ground. Breathing. Low abs doing the work here. Keep the low back down. And we take it back to the top of our set. In 3, 2, 1. Send your legs to the ceiling. Curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades hover off the ground. Hands reach up, hands reach back, hands reach up, hands reach back. The challenge here is in maintaining that hovering position with the shoulder blades. Breathe through. In 3, 2, 1. Rest your feet, rest your head. Hands come behind your head, elbows wide. Side crunches, crunch right, crunch left. Crunch right, crunch left. Trying to keep the shoulder blades as high as you can. If the shoulder blade tries to dig into the ground as you crunch to the side, make the twist of the crunch a little bit smaller. Don't reach as far right or left to try to keep that shoulder blade up off the ground. That's going to increase your work and increase the strength of the obliques. It's our last time through here. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head, palms push down into the ground, outside the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. Option, right toes tap or right leg extends long to hover, switch and switch. Keep the low back glued to the ground. That's the first step here. The movement is all just extra for the low abs to catch you. Abs right beneath the belly button is what we're working here. Breathe. And in 3, 2, 1. send your feet flat to the floor. Give yourself a pat on the back. Nice job, everybody. Now we enter our stretch. So go ahead and get a drink if you need. And then for our stretch, feel free to follow along with me or do what feels best in your body, whatever needs to be stretched the most. And we can start on the ground in tabletop position for cat-cow. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath chin. Take a nice big inhale with your flat back. On your exhale, curl your chin to your chest, push through your palms, arch your spine to the sky. This is cat. We're getting some spine mobility here. And then when you need to inhale, you're going to dip your belly low for cow, roll your shoulders down and back, open your collarbone wide, point your nose forward. Then go through these at your own pace with your breath. Exhaling for cat, spine up. Inhaling for cow, belly down. Adding wiggles where wiggles feel good. Maybe you shift your weight forward or back or wiggle your hips side to side as you go through. Finding what your body needs the most. And when you're ready, you can come back to your flat back, curl your toes under, send your hips to the ceiling. So the pads of your feet and your hands are on the ground and your hips are up. Arms and legs straight, upside down V shape, pike position. To get a deeper stretch through the backs of the legs, you'll push your heels towards the ground. And to get a deeper stretch through the spine, you'll pull your chest towards your knees. And when you're ready, you can bring those knees softly back down to the ground and we'll roll onto our backs. From your back, let's hug our right knee to our chest. And then your left leg can either extend long or you can plant your left foot flat on the floor. The left foot flat will support through the lower back. Left leg long stretches through the front of the left hip. So pick your option here. And just breathe here with your right knee to your chest, head rested. And on your next exhale, I invite you to open the right knee slightly wider than the rib cage or towards the shoulder, to the right shoulder, to open up through the inner thigh, outer hip a little bit more. And when you're ready, we'll take it to our twist. So take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. Guide the right knee up and over towards the left side of the body. Right arm goes long to a T shape. Point your nose right. Your right hip peels off the ground. Your right knee only reaches as far to the left as feels comfortable to you. So find that sweet spot. And feel that stretch through the right side glutes. Feel the twist through the spine. Feel an opening through the chest and shoulders. And releasing with every exhale you have to get deeper into your stretch. And when you're ready, come back through center, hug both knees to your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And maybe you hug your left knee into your chest now. Right leg can extend long down on the ground, or you can have that right foot flat. And take a couple deep breaths here with your left knee to your chest. On your next exhale, I invite you to open the left knee outside the left rib cage or outside the frame of the body slightly, just until you feel a nice stretch through the inside of the left thigh or outside of the left hip. And we'll take it to our twist. So take the right hand to the outside of the left knee, guide the left knee up and over towards the right side of the body, peeling the left hip off the ground. And left arm goes long to a T to the left, nose points left. We get a nice glute stretch, a spine twist, and a shoulder chest opener. Breathing here, again, releasing tension with every exhale. Maintaining that release with every inhale. And unwinding, coming through center, hug both knees to your chest. Just give yourself a little reset, maybe a little rock side to side. And when you're ready, you'll rock or roll up to a seated position, however you want to get there. And from here, send your legs nice and long in front of you. Take your hands out by your sides, and a nice big inhale, reach your arms out to the sides and up over the head. And on your exhale, hinge forward, hands reach to your toes, folding yourself in half. Some options here, if your hands don't reach towards your toes, your hands can fall among your shins, your ankles, wherever you're at. Wherever you're reaching, however far you're reaching, try to actively relax your shoulder blades down and back to allow the stretch to come up through the entire back, mid and upper back included. And if you're not quite touching your toes, one way to work towards getting there is you can take a soft bend in your knees until the point where you can reach your toes and actively push your heels away from the body to get deeper into the stretch, whether your legs go completely straight or not. So that's an option, either reaching with the legs straight to wherever you can or having the legs bent slightly until you can reach. Both are great options, just finding which one feels best in your body. When you're ready, you can go ahead and release that stretch. We'll come to our butterfly. So for butterfly, take the bottoms of your feet and bring them together to touch in front of you as you bend your knees. Your knees can fall out towards the left and right, however far your body allows, however far your hips will open. And this will stretch out through the hips, the inner thighs. And maybe if you take a hinge forward, you'll also feel a stretch through the back as well. Play around with it a little bit, the distance of your feet to you, or how wide your knees are, how far you hinge forward or stand up tall, so that you have that, find your sweet spot between those options, opportunity to find your best stretch. From here, sitting up nice and tall, extend the right leg long and straight out, reaching towards the right, and the bottom of the left foot comes in to reach towards the inner right thigh. Your right arm can rest long by your right leg or right shin, and left arm will reach out to the side and up over the head and reach up and over to the right. So you're going to feel a nice side body stretch through the left side, maybe an opening through the outside of the left hip with that left leg still in that butterfly position, as well as a stretch through the back side of the right leg. And we're going to change that stretch a little bit. Take both your hands and reach towards your right toes. Point your nose to your right knee so your shoulders are at the same height now, square with each other. And this changes that stretch to focus more on the back of the right leg while still getting a little bit of a stretch through the left side body here. And let's switch sides. Left leg goes long and out straight to the left. The bottom of the right foot touches the inside of the left thigh. Left arm rests long down by the left leg. Right arm reaches up and overhead to the left, getting a nice side body stretch through the right side, all the way through the right hip, with a bonus stretch through the back of the left leg. And rotate. Bring both hands towards those left toes, nose points towards the left knee as you try to fold yourself in half, changing the stretch from more back of the left leg, less right side body, but still getting both. And go ahead and release that. We'll come to our child's pose rest position. So tabletop position, hands underneath shoulders and knees underneath hips. Guide your knees wider than your hips and then bring your toes together behind you to touch, big toes. Then your bottom sinks towards your heels as you walk your hands forward, bringing your chest and forehead towards the ground. Elongating, reaching the tailbone back as you actively reach the fingertips forward.